on the board finishes as well. So a cool racehorse that is much lower odds than the morning line.
Yeah, that's to be expected here. He made a nice appearance here in the post parade as well.
I mean, if it's not Middy's Gritty, who's 9-5, the race is fairly wide open. It truly is.
Well, we don't know what to expect from the 8. Again, we talk about being intimately familiar with horses. It's like, okay, we've seen these horses run at Turfway, Ellis, Churchill, Keeneland, Fairgrounds, Kentucky Downs. We're talking about Laurel Park in Delaware. Now, the horse fits great. The visual of the replay was solid. Outside draw. Fits the condition great, but we just don't have that intimate knowledge of the horse, yet we both picked the horse.
Right. Well, I think the 5-1 morning line might have influenced me just a little bit. The fact that the horse ran well at first asking, comes back after the lengthy layoff, responding with Lasix and the addition of blinkers, an aggressive place for an aggressive spot this afternoon off the phasing Tipton digital sale claim. And quite frankly, what are we getting with Middy's Gritty? Talked about it just moments ago, how horses left on debut and he comes from 12 lengths out of it. Then when he breaks alertly, he's not finishing. Now, granted, it was against Taylor's version. This is a lot lesser competition.
Middy's Gritty's 9-5. If you can find me up in the Aristides Loft, my window is open. I'll give you 2-1.
Okay.
All right. Who else? What about the 2 Bourbons Fall, Tony? He's run some fast races in his career, just not recently. Reminds me a little bit of a horse we saw earlier in Deer District. Just needs a wake-up call. The A game would be fast enough. He barely missed at this level back in May at Churchill.
The question is, Joe, the desire to want to win. Maybe it's all those allowance condition races that he just wasn't good enough. The condition or the connections tried him in the similar condition last time. He didn't respond. It's hard for me to get on him at 7-1 when I see 5 third-place finishes. 5-1 on the 1 Terrapin Station. He's a horse I find a little intriguing because I thought he had favorable works before the debut, and he ran to him. He runs a good third in his subsequent start, stakes competition. Then we don't see him, and he didn't run a jump last time. 80s, it's not like a complete give-up.
No, not at all. He fits this race because the Bowman Mill that he ran in was a 5-horse field, and it was won by a filly, and he faltered badly in the stretch in one of those somebody had to be third kind of races. Yeah. The comeback race was not good at all.
No, not good at all.
Marooned in post position number 11, wasn't pushed in the stretch at all.
A tough distance to come back after a lengthy layoff. He had never run that long before. He has every right to improve, and he's a little bit of a sneaky price.
These kinds of horses are difficult for me to evaluate. Could go either way.
The other thing I have trouble evaluating him is his lone victory was on a sealed, sloppy racetrack. I have a tendency to hold that against horses. I've got to see a fast track effort.
Yeah.
And you talked about the subsequent start, the stakes, where somebody had to run third. Maybe that race is a little dressed up. I just figure he could maybe improve.
Well, he's more lightly raced than a lot of these that are more proven as losers, for lack of a better term, because you got a lot of 1 for 15, 1 for 18. The Warden's 1 for 13. He's tried everything in his career. He's sprinted, he's routed, he's turfed, he's dirt. Claimed for 80 last out. Now cutting back in distance at the same level for Phil D'Amato. Horse that can maybe pick up some pieces here, and he's getting bet a little bit, 9-2.
He is getting bet a little. I think I would want a little bigger price on him, but he is conveniently positioned to the outside. He has some decent workouts since his last start, including that bullet on the 1st of November. I just don't know what to make of him. How far are we going here? We are going 7 furlongs, and it seems like maybe 1 mile or farther could be a little bit better for him. He runs that good third, going 2 turns on the turf there at Ellis. I don't know.
This is one of those races where if you have a strong opinion...
If you have a big budget, you buy it.
And if you have a strong opinion and the horse you picked wins, you're better than me, because it's tough to have a strong opinion here. That's why we landed on a horse that we're intimately unfamiliar with, but reasons to believe that the horse is going to get a good trip and is in the right
Win,
spot.
lose, or draw, 3-1, I think I'm willing to take that. Middy's Gritty, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Middy's Gritty wins the race, but I'll take a shot with this 8 at 3-1.
And I'll throw in 9-2 on Good Lord. That would be my other runner.
Okay.
Horses approaching the starting gate here momentarily for race number 7. Big fat pool approaching $250,000 in the late pick 5. Get involved.
Less than a minute. And the horses have reached a starting gate. It's post time. Waiting for Good Lord on the level and the Warden. They're in the gate, and they're off. Middy's Gritty breaks out on top on the level, quickly comes on to grab second. Middy's Gritty, though, is quick out of there. Terrapin Station holding that spot down toward the rail, races up right alongside of Middy's Gritty. So they're on the main track, and it's Middy's Gritty in front, and Terrapin Station continues to secure that spot along the rail, is punching up on through to challenge from second. On the level is just off them, coasting along under a good hold there. Third on the level is cruising down the backstretch. The Warden advancing on the far outside. Bourbon's Fault's right in some traffic, and Good Lord is at the back of the pack, but it's a tight pack on the far turn, as on the level now starts to ratchet up the pressure on Middy's Gritty and grabs the lead. On the level, in front, 3 furlongs out. Middy's Gritty responds inside, and these two knockheads with the Warden hovering to their outside third. 3 lengths back, Terrapin Station was in tight briefly, is now fourth and cutting the corner. Bourbon's Fault and Good Lord. They're off the turn. On the levels up for the lead. The Warden is cut loose and moves up alongside. Middy's Gritty's hanging tough back in third. Terrapin Station not out of it yet. In fact, he's rallying down inside. Final 16th on the level by 2. Terrapin Station and the Warden chasing on the level. Who wins it by a length in the end, and a sharp winner too. Terrapin Station, the Warden. And then it was a photo between Middy's Gritty and Good Lord. On the levels, a 3-year-old's at a Classic Empire. From Sienna Grace by More Than Ready, owned by Three Diamonds Farm, trained by Kerry Bryan, the winning jockey Jose Ortiz. On the level, bred in Kentucky by Carol Fernandez. In the 8th race, scratch the 4 and then the 13 on down. We're back on the